Thank you for checking out Late Night Laz. Here's your host, Laz.
I highly feel like I'm really going to get used to that intro. But welcome to Late Night Laz. I'm your host, Versace Laz, a.k.a. the Finesse Fish, a.k.a. I don't got that many AKAs. But this is the first inaugural episode of this podcast. And I will be bringing to you all things entertainment in regards to movies, music, sports, because that is a form of entertainment, anything within the artistic realm. And that's, believe it or not, sports are actually very artistic. I mean, look at the way LeBron does this thing. Look at the way, even to take it back, Vince Carter, Chris McGrady, hell, Larry Bird, Ray Allen, everybody does it. It's a very artistic way of doing it. And today I am bringing in the first inaugural episode, and I am talking about the top 15 underrated comedy movies of all time, in my opinion. Now, I did originally do two practice episodes, which I might most likely release at some point because I'm talking about horror movies in those two, but I really just wanted to get my feet wet. So yeah, man, this is about to be the top 15 underrated comedies of all time. And as I get into this, if you do feel like leaving your opinion, comment or whatever the case may be, and I am there for it. All the comments is an open section. Just be respectful to other people's opinions, because that don't be a dick. That's basically just what I'm saying. Just don't be a dick in the comment section or whatever. But yeah, man. Yeah, and hopefully not. See, here's the thing. What I want to do is I want to, because in the middle of this, I'm gonna put a piece of my music or whatever, and I want to show, other stuff I've been working on too, because I am a musician, artist, rapper, whatever the case may be. And I want to show my music off because my project Lonely Boy Hours is coming out within the next 2 to 3 months. So I do want to get a feel for putting my music out there again. So this has been a very long time. But this isn't about music. Y'all, this is not this episode. Next episode, maybe I do want to get into something probably a little more, controversial, if you will. But right now, it's the top 15 underrated comedies of all time. It originally started out as 14, but a conversation that I had with my boy, Big Blade Brown, Big Rio, I had to add the 15th in there because, come on, dude, this number 15, I'm hopping to it. Number 15 is Me, Myself, and Irene. Now, what we not going to do is act like Jim Carrey, the GOAT, the legend, the God, did not come through with the most underrated film in his entire catalog. And I looked at his catalog before I wrote this movie down. He had banger after banger after banger. Hell, this movie was like, I think 2 years after Man on the Moon, the movie that he did about what the fuck was that guy's name? What is that guy's name? I hate that I completely forgot, because he is that guy is an absolute. I know who it is. I don't know the name of this dude, but this isn't about that movie. Me, Myself, and Irene had to be the most underrated film in his catalog. It is hilarious in every sense of it. The plot, like the pacing of the movie, like everything about that film is hilarious. From the first split that he had with his split personality, it had to be. And at this point, this dude has taken beating after beating from life. His wife cheats on him, and then like she gets pregnant, and then he has to raise the fucking kid. It's like, oh wait, it wasn't 2 years after Man on the Moon. No, it was a year after Man on the Moon. He played Andy Kaufman. That's right, Andy Kaufman. I think he was in Taxi. I'm pretty sure. That's not the fucking point. Like, this movie right here had to be, to me, in my own personal opinion, his most underrated joint. Like, did I love Yes Man? Of course. Did I love, Dumb and Dumber 2? Hell yeah, I did. Bruce Almighty has to be one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. But his most underrated joint, besides Cable Guy, it was a tie between this and Cable Guy. Cable Guy is an absolute banger of a movie. But I feel like this one got overlooked a lot more than the Cable Guy did. And, I feel like Me, Myself, and Irene should be one of his most talked about his most talked about movies, because there's no way he played two completely different personalities the whole movie. And I think the only let's see what the response was. A 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's why I hate fucking Rotten Tomatoes. 46%. And they called it an unsatisfying plot. Are you lost your fucking mind? This movie, he raised 3 black kids that were not his own, right? And they look, oh my god, just this movie. Oh my god, it has to be one of the very best and underrated performers that Jim Carrey has ever done. But I digress. I got to keep going because I want to keep this at or below 40 minutes. Now, number 14, Johnson Family Vacation. Johnson Family Vacation. Cedric the Entertainer, sorry. Vanessa Williams, Bow Wow, Solange Knowles, Steve fucking Harvey. Now, we not gonna act like we, without me just saying Ced and Steve, you know that duo right there on screen, any screen, hell, even on any stage, has to be elite in every sense of the way. And Cedric, this is my first movie as a kid that I saw Cedric the Entertainer in. I saw bits and pieces. I watched the Steve Harvey show and I got to like a sense of Cedric the Entertainer. But like seeing this movie, this motherfucker is hilarious. There's no every scene that bro is in, this said what is it? That's my George Foreman griddle. Tastes so good it bites your back. Like, come on, bro. That fucking part. Are you kidding me? Or like the part where what is it? Bow Wow's character had to pee, and he peed in the fucking his cup after he was mad at the dad. And he peed. And then he threw it at Godfrey's character, bro. In these moments, and I wonder why this movie got so overlooked. I don't get it. To me, it's incredibly underrated. It's a feel good, black comedy film. Not like black as in dark. Like it's like it got black essential actors in it. You know what I'm saying? Bow Wow. Ooh, I don't want to say he essential, but he was there. Solange, who is Beyonce's sister, again. Steven said, Vanessa Williams, elite actress. You feel me? So it's like this movie, and oh my god, the ending scene with the talent show. You can know it. I'm not gonna sing it. Maximum pleasure. Like, come on, that shit. Come on, man. That scene kind of just drew the whole movie in, bro. And like to me, it is incredibly underrated. People in the black community, my community, they know this movie, but the fact that the masses, like the masses completely overlooked this. It's so funny. It's so funny. Number 13 is That Awkward Moment. Excuse me. That Awkward Moment, 2014. Zac Efron, hilarious. Michael B. Jordan, he just hosted SNL. That fucker has been hilarious this whole time. Miles Teller, I had no idea he was as funny as he was until I saw this movie. Usually he was in like romantic comedies or whatever. One second, I'm really thirsty. Oh, that's delicious. Sorry about that. This movie is like it's a romantic comedy, but like the comedy aspect of it's like a buddy comedy more than it is a romantic comedy because it's just about 3 homies. You know what I'm saying? Just wanting to, be around a boy as he going through a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael B. Jordan's character is like found out that his wife is he is cheating on him with a lawyer that then tells her that she wants to file for divorce with the lawyer in the fucking room. So you telling me that this and like that the scene after it was just like he said he liked my shoes. And then he just looked down at his shoes. She's like, they are cool shoes. It's like, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? And it's like, he said that the dude looked like Morris Chestnut. Like, who the fuck looks like Morris Chestnut? The fucking lawyer in the room. Nobody should want to look like Morris. But like, that was the fucking scene. And there's moments like that where like, they popped the Viagra. And like they couldn't fucking piss. Like it seems like, and it just made the movie absolutely hilarious. Like, I thought you were a hooker. what? You had the hooker signs. What's a hooker sign? That fucking scene between Zac Efron's character and Imogen Poo's character, that scene to me is gold. That is absolutely hilarious in every possible way. But yo, this movie to me is underrated because as good as Miles Teller's catalog is, as good as Michael B. Jordan's catalog is expanding every year, and I fucking love seeing it. Same thing with Zac Efron. He's playing Von Erich in what is it in the new the Iron Claw, and as big as their catalog is getting, I still can go back to this movie, and I'm just like, it holds up in every sense of it, and it is, I don't know, it's still funny to me, still absolutely funny. Number 12 is The Change Up. Ryan fucking Reynolds before Deadpool. Like, there's no... Ryan Reynolds has been the same person in every movie, but in this movie right here with him, Jason Bateman, Olivia Wilde, even Leslie Mann, like the whole thing, it just works. It's like it's a comedy, but it's a feel good. Like, the ending will make you, like, it'll feel, it has those comedic moments, but it also has like it's like comedy, and like the dramatic moments is like kind of mixed in with the comedy in a way. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's a scene like where, you know, after the characters, I mean, let me explain it a bit. So a married guy and then a longtime bachelor, they're best friends, and like they get drunk, and then they piss into this magical fountain, and it's like, oh, I wish I had your life. And the next day they wake up in each other's bodies. The premise hasn't been done before, right? But the way that they executed in this movie is absolutely fucking phenomenal. Like, there's a scene where they had Thai food for dinner, and then Leslie Mann's character, who is Bateman's wife in the film, and Ryan Reynolds' character is in Bateman's body. So so there's like, oh, he thinks he's about to get some, right? She's walking towards the bathroom, all sexy, titties out. Congratulations, Leslie Mann. Fantastic breasts. He just got, you know, he feel like he about to go get some, and you know, he's, you know, she's my cherry pie, and she takes a shit. She takes a shit. She's just like, oh, I gotta lay off the Thai food, and he's just like, oh, completely turned off. And then later on, when she gets out the bathroom, she's just like, you know, the thing what women do when they cuddle you and they just shove the booty right on you. That's what happened. And he was like, oh, get that thing off me. Don't come out with me, guns blazing, guns hot. And then she was just confused. She was like, I'm not attracted anymore, lady. But it was Reynolds' character in Bateman's body, and like she thinks it's her husband, saying that he's not attracted to her. So like, and I think like a few scenes later, she's like crying in the kitchen, and then, you know, Reynolds, and then, you know, with the Bateman's characters in the body. It's a whole movie that I gotta explain. But if you at all curious about watching this movie, please do. It came out in 2011, which really shocks me because I feel like time flew by really fucking fast. So she's in the kitchen crying, and she's just like, he said he wasn't attracted to me anymore. He's like, I'll fucking kill him. So it's like, it is those dramatic moments like mixed up, but it's still hilarious as shit. Cause like in the beginning, he, like, Bateman's character, when he was himself, he was like, oh, my intern is so hot, and whatever. And then like they finally get to the scene where like his character in Reynolds' body, he's about to hook up with the intern, and then he sees like a butterfly that reminds him of like a butterfly in a book that he was reading his daughter, and then he has that moment where it's like, oh, I really would rather be with my family. It's such like it's a weird, heartwarming ass movie, and it's just, but it's still like absolutely fucking hilarious. I love it. Number 11, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. Now listen, when I tell you that this movie came in 2008, I have no idea how old I was at the time, but this movie has the biggest space in my heart muscle, and I will tell you why. Is because Michael Cera and Kat Dennings brought together a book that I read as a child, and it was phenomenal. The book was good. The movie, hilarious. Every fucking scene, like every fucking. I'm just gonna tell you one scene. I'll tell you one scene that sticks out to me more and more every time that I watch it. Well, it's two actually. I'm gonna tell you two. There's a scene where Caroline, Nora's friend, Nora's stepsister, gets super drunk and locks herself in Nick's car, right? And then she's just like in awe of everybody around her trying to get her out the car, right? And then next you know, Nora comes out of nowhere. Unlock the door, bitch! And she's just Caroline, as we practice, like, Nora, don't yell at me. And she finally gets to the lock and shit. And like, you know, Nora just changed her sports bra to a regular bra. And then like Nick is just get caught looking at the yitties. So it's like that scene to me was hilarious. I like that scene. And there was another scene where, oh my god, all right, where Caroline, Nick's ex-girlfriend, who got jealous that he moved on finally with Nora, right? So she's just like, she's sitting on his vintage Daewoo, right? Or is it a Yugo? It's a Yugo. And she's you know, they're driving or whatever, and she's trying to be all flirty and like shove her feet in his face and trying to be all cute and shit. And he's just like not having it. But then like they pull over to the spot, right? And then like, what's that? How that song? I believe in Malcolm. You're something, you sexy thing. Like, it's that scene, right? That song comes on and she gets out the car and she starts trying to seductive dance and shit. And she leaves, like, and she's trying to, like, seduce. It's not sexy at all. Like, she cannot dance to save her fucking life. And so she's just like, he pulls off. He like, starts the car up while she's, like, still attempting the sexy dance. And, like, she's just pulls off and she's just like, Nick, what am I supposed to do? So it's like, dog, that shit right there was like, to me, the funniest shit I've seen that at that point in my time, dude. Because like, to me, it's underrated to me because, again, I'm talking about a movie that not only had a very successful book, but I feel like in a time where a lot of the novels turned number one at the box office or whatever the case may be, this one actually went completely underappreciated. And I feel like, and if I bring up Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist to anybody, either I'll get, no way, you heard of that movie, or I'll get, what are you talking about? So it's like, to me, this movie went absolutely underrated and unappreciated by the masses. And it's like, dude, it should have been talked about a whole lot more, in my opinion. I'm going to be very honest. Number 10 is Think Like a Man, 2012. To me, I think this is besides the 40-year-old version, this is the movie that put Kevin Hart there. You feel me? This movie right here. The fucking cast. I don't even gotta Google the cast. Kevin Hart, Terrence J, Regina Hall, fucking Gabrielle Union, Taraji P. Henson, Romani Malco, fucking Michael Ealy. Like, these an elite. But Gary Owen was there too, and like Jeremy Ferrera. Either way, elite black cast. You feel me? And the story, it was all based around Steve Harvey's book, right? But they turned that whole thing into an elite movie. I don't like the second one, but the first one, to me, it is hilarious. Like, bro, what does this shit go? Mike, how old is your mom? Just like, what? I mean, she was like, you want to eat? And I was like, eat what? You were like, man, put my plate down and start trying to have sex with my mom. And I don't want to be here. Like, it's just that scene right there. Or the fucking, we do it every time bro was on the phone with Gail. It's like, Gal, give a fuck what you do, Gal. Give a fuck. And then Romani's character will bro with Megan Good. Like, the chemistry between the cast, right? The writing, the soundtrack, even. That was the first time I heard Tonight with John Legend and Ludacris. And I sung, the first time I saw it was like years ago. What the fuck is that? But it was the first time I heard that song, and I sung it like I knew it because it's such a good fucking song. It's so, and I don't know, man. It's funny. Soundtrack is amazing. And the fact that I mean, it got talked about a little bit, right? But when you bring up Kevin Hart's catalog, this to me is the one that gets overlooked a lot. I mean, the ones from like way early in his career, like 30 and something or whatever the fuck may be. That might be one of them that, gets what gets overlooked as well. But, let me get to 9. And I'm not really going to explain this one. I just really hope that y'all check this movie out. Idiocracy. Okay, Idiocracy is number 9. Fucking hilarious. Like 2006. I'm really not surprised that a lot of people don't know what this movie is or quite frankly remember, but to me it is a very underrated comedy. Please check it out. I'm not gonna dive into this one either because it's like the same. I feel the same way. The same way I feel about Idiocracy, the same way I feel about this one. She's Out of My League. She's Out of My League has to be the more watchable and hilarious romantic comedies I've ever fucking seen in my life. It is on it like, yeah, it's the classic like average dude meets hot girl, but it's just like Jay Baruchel is hilarious. Same thing with TJ Miller. I forgot the chick's name, man, but the interaction between the friends, the interaction between Jay's character and Alice's character, I think that's the actress name. It just works. The chemistry and the it's fucking hilarious. Kristen Ritter is fucking hilarious in there too as Molly's best friend. Like it's just great. It's absolutely great. Just do me a favor and check it out. It is
Shorty, if you come around, calm down. Ain't got no time for the yelling shit. I know you call me in some nonsense, but you was a woman, girl, so let's drop it. Always trying to get the code to my phone, just to be on your phone later on. I'm confused cause it don't make sense, but it seems that the drama helps us live. Just admit it, you went out of town and met a couple new niggas. A couple little fools make a buzz 6 figures. Anything to make you off the hood, girl, I get it, so I'ma let you finish. Just don't call me later when the buzz ends. It's strange when former lovers become friends. Hot ties to trade, it's mixed emotions and do say. Chardonnay, your glasses got you some Hennessy. We had this conversation a few times over. You can't be around if I'm trying to leave. My liver thanks you, we finally made a breakthrough. My soul will ache if you think I'd ever hate you. I think it's time that we take a breakthrough. We can find somebody we can relate to. And if you call my phone late night and it goes straight to messages, I'm sorry we couldn't get through.
Thank you very much. That was a clip from my song. When you see her less, that means she's doing more. Welcome back to Night Laz. We are still here with this list, and we are starting off again with number 7, Blades of Glory. Now, this is a Will Ferrell deep cut. Him, John Heder, I think, what's that fucking guy's name? It's John Heder, Will Ferrell, Craig T. Nelson, Amy Poehler's in this joint. Amy Poehler, and those are the ones I remember right now. But Nick Swartz is in this shit too. So let me tell you something. This movie to me is honestly one of my favorite Will Ferrell cuts besides Elf. And before you judge me on Elf, watch Elf. You know Elf is hilarious. But Will Arnett. And it is absolutely, to me, it's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? With Will Ferrell really getting into this braggadocio like character, and then John Heder just being, which I honestly think John Heder might be in real life. It's like just this timid ass character, and then he finally stands up for himself. It's really like it's I don't know. To me, it was really like one of them cuts that it. I don't know why it went overlooked. Like it. Okay, so it got 70% on Rotten Tomatoes, but you know what I'm saying, it grossed a whole lot of money. Like it was I think it wasn't number 1. Oh yeah, it became a number 1 film, right? But after a few months, nobody said shit. Like you could, to me, when it comes to box office and shit, you can make a lot of money, be number 1, but word of mouth. If a lot of people aren't talking about it, it's going underlooked at to me. I don't know if that's a weird way of looking at films or like anything else. Like I said, the same thing with an album. Like if it can, even if it's like super, even if it's, there's a lot of albums that go number one and still go overlooked by the masses. Just like, yeah, it's a complete. That's why to me, Sir has to be one of the most underrated singers. He has had gold records. He has had number one records, but it's like same thing with him and be the Chicago Kid. It's like you can have all that and you can still be overlooked by the masses. You can go underappreciated, underrated. I can say the same thing about a few rappers too. But with this movie right here, it went number one. It grossed a lot of money, but it was still very much so underrated. All the hilarity that happens in this movie between Farrell's character, Heater's character, and Polar's character, Will Arnett's character, Will Ferrell's character. Like, there's a whole lot of hilarity that happens in this film. And it's 2007. So you know that's a completely different brand of humor that you see now. And I feel like you can probably get a gist of what I'm talking about. Like I'm probably going to watch it after I get done watching this. Making this. I guarantee, most likely. Number 6 is Napoleon Dynamite. And to me, this is an underrated film. Like, again, it was probably number one at the box office for a long time. Probably grossed a lot of money. But Napoleon Dynamite still, I feel like, still went underappreciated by the masses, underrated by the masses. And it's like, dude, you know that this movie, I don't care what anybody says, there is no greater comedy film with more quotables. Tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying right now, comment. Hell, if I'm lying right now, throw a brick at me if you ever see me on the street. This film has more hilarious quotables than any movie I will ever fucking see. Napoleon, let me have your thoughts. Hell no, I haven't eaten freaking anything today. Or what is it? You know you can drink whole milk. You're not fat. Or whatever the fuck. Or like, vote for me. Vote for Pedro. Yeah, vote for me. It's like, bro, come on. It's like, your mom goes to college. Bro, there's no... Tell me, Tina, you fat Laura, come get some dinner. This movie has more quotables than most films that even come out today. So you tell him it's absolutely hilarious, though. It looks like it was shot on a fucking GoPro, but it is a hilarious fucking movie. Oh, man. Number 5, getting down to number 5, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Now, say what you want about this movie. Excuse my chair. Say what you want about this movie, right? As a romantic action film, as an action film, as a film in general, I wholeheartedly believe that this film is incredibly underrated in every sense of the word. I don't care which genre you want to put it in. Video game, comedy, whatever. I don't care. It's funny. It's very, very funny. There's I'm trying to think, because there are moments in this movie that are hilarious. And there's so many that I can't give you all of them. There's a scene in a coffee shop, and for some reason, every time this scene happens, my brother loses his fucking mind. There's a scene in a coffee shop where Aubrey Plaza's character is Julie. I think Julie is talking to Scott, and every time, because she hates the dude because I think he like curved her friend, and she's like, what can I fucking get for you? Or just like over, because it's like, why are you cursing in a video game type film? So I was like, that scene in that coffee shop where that happens, and then he runs into Ramona and it's like, hey, I'm sorry I split, whatever. And it's like, oh, it's okay, fuck. And then he just runs into his ex. His ex is fucking there, and or whatever. And out of nowhere, she's like, your hair's getting shaggy. And then immediately a hat just appears on his head. My brother loses his fucking mind every time that scene happens. And there's a battle scene between Envy Adams' new boyfriend and Scott Pilgrim. And that dude is a fucking moron. And because he's a vegan, he has superpowers, which obviously it blows my mind. It makes me want to be vegan. Not really. I tried for like, and I was only vegan for like 2 hours. But that's not the point though. The point is like this movie, while it did gain a cult following, the masses, and this is what I'm talking about, the masses overlooked this film. And with the last 4 films that are on this list, I wholeheartedly can tell you that the rest of these went completely overlooked by the masses, and it absolutely sucks. Like you go to the masses expecting them, and when I say masses, I mean like the critics, the audiences, like you expect them to have some form of decent taste. They don't, and it's disgusting how this good, even if it's not groundbreaking cinema, is good cinema indeed. And you overlook Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And the crazy part is, I have the DVD. I have to save to my Netflix queue. I have memes. I have pictures on my phone. Like it's a great film that got overlooked. Number 4 is another Will Ferrell cut, right? And this was before Mark Wahlberg would even step foot into hopping into the comedy realm with like the Teds and the Ted 2s and the fucking, what else has Mark like, Me Time on fucking Netflix. It was a few joints that Mark Wahlberg has done. It's been hilarious, but this was the first one. Excuse me. Oh god, Calypso. But it was there's so many movies that he has done, but this movie right here, same thing with Ferrell. Like Ferrell has done like Old School and all the other stuff, and this movie right here to me stands out because this was the first one that I've ever seen Mark Wahlberg in something not unnecessarily serious. You feel me? Like every scene, every scene is hilarious. Every fucking scene that Ferrell and Wahlberg is in is absolutely hilarious. It's not you can laugh nonstop at this movie, even in like the parts where it's like, oh really they did, like, even the parts you don't expect it to really be funny like that. It's funny. Like there's a scene at the bar where like where Ferrell's character and Wahlberg's character are talking about the case that they're working, and they, oh my god, Ferrell's character breaks away and he starts singing the she shanty, I mean, and it is grotesque. And then when Wahlberg's character asked him, "You really like singing that shit?" He was like, "It's rich in storytelling, rich in history." It's like, what the fuck? It's awful. It was like, and all their husbands were hanged, and the children all got pink eyes. Like, who the fuck sings this? So I was like, it seems like that, or when Wahlberg's character meets Ferrell's character's wife, and it's like, but he was like, no, seriously, who are you? It's like, it's the old ball and chain. And he's just so enamored with this woman, with his partner's wife. And it's like, bruh, you fuck. He was like, thank you, Sheila. She's like, good night, Terry. Yeah, go home, go inside, Alan. Thank you, Sheila. I'll never forget about tonight. It's like, you are really, you're really trying to slide on Cuz's wife. It's I don't know, dude. To me, I think it's hilarious. I love this movie. This is a movie I can watch over and over and over again, and never get tired of it. And I feel like very few people know it because I'm in the years that has passed, like more since like you can find it on like a streaming service or whatever. People are becoming hip to it, I guess, but they are just like people was really fucking. People really overlooked this around the time it came out. I remember me, my brother, and I think one of my foster brothers went to the movies to see this. I probably shouldn't have been watching it at the time. It came out in like 2000. It came out in 2010. I think I was like fucking 14, 15. I don't remember. But I probably shouldn't have been in that theater by myself. Number 3, top 3, is Waiting. Number 3 is Waiting. Ryan Reynolds, Justin Long, Louise Guzman, Chi McBride, Anna Faris, fucking it's a dude in there. He's God, he played in Supernatural, he played Chuck. That movie is disgusting. disgustingly funny. Andy Milonakis is in this shit. It is disgustingly funny, and it's also disgusting how overlooked this movie is. Like it has gained a cult following. I'm very happy for that. It came out in 2005. I'll be surprised if anybody who is listening to this has not heard of or seen this movie. But it's like you watch this movie and it's not even you gain an emotional attachment to this movie. It's like you not only do you watch like the development, but you also just like, no matter if it's supposed to be a dramatic moment, no matter if it's supposed to be like a self-realization moment, you're just like, bruh, this shit's great. Like, this shit's amazing. I know I don't want it to end. Jeez, what was that? That every scene regard like the what is it? They're showing they have the ball game where they have to like do the bat wing or the goat or whatever, where they like, tuck the balls in the back. It is disgusting, but it is hilarious. They don't actually show the balls, and it's the scene in the movie that sticks out so much is the scene when the customer is so shitty, and this is why I don't bullshit with food workers. Yeah, the customer's so rude that they completely like get dandruff on the steak, snot in the gravy on the mashed potatoes. What is it? They shove the garlic bread in the taint. Like, bro, it is disgusting, but it is hilarious. I don't know what movie would ever show the dark side of working in a restaurant kitchen than this movie right here. Oh God, Ryan Reynolds is also Ryan Reynolds in it, and the crazy part is his character had like pretty good development in the film because he's just like a skis, an absolute skis, but he grows over the course of the film, which is always good to see. Yeah. So number 2 is This Is the End, 2013. Listen, bro, this movie. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Like, James Franco, we don't talk about him no more. Jonah Hill, Craig Robinson, fucking Seth Rogen, Jay Burchill. A lot of celebrity cameos in this film. Danny McBride is like, it's celeb stacked, right? But in the middle of all this destruction that's going on because it's the end of the world and everything, you know, they have to coexist, and it sounds like, oh, this is gonna be stupid, and it is. It's absolutely stupid, but it's the stupidest, most hilarious film you're ever going to watch in your life. And the fact that it was a short film, right, and it was popular enough to gain traction to get an actual full-length feature film. It was a Seth and Jay versus the end of the world, and then it was moved to This Is the End. And you watch these people coexist, and it is a fucking mess. But I'm not talking about the premise of the movie right now. What I'm talking about is the fact that this movie was not only all-star stacked and all-star cast, but it fell to the wayside, this movie. And it's like, oh, it might have not been that good. No. It was that good. As a matter of fact, it was beyond that good. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal. And that's what makes me surprised that after a while it fell to the wayside. Excuse me. Fuck. Late Night Laz. It got a really good score. It got a 7.1 on Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? It made its budget back, which is wonderful. But it still fell to the wayside, which absolutely baffles me because this movie, it really it was so weird, it was so strange, but the star power alone, to me, in my opinion, should have brought more masses to it. And with word of mouth in general, that's kind of what this is about. It was the word of mouth wasn't that much around the time. The only reason that I know about this movie is because, just shout out to YouTube, it kept giving me trailers every time I wanted to click on it. So I just grabbed my brother and my old foster brother, and we went to go see this movie. I think it was me. I think it was Lupe as well, and then my other foster. I don't know. It was like two, three, four of us. Most likely four of us. And we went to go see this movie. It's like, dude, it was so fucking weird. But it was absolutely hilarious. There's a scene where Jonah Hill's character, Jonah Hill playing Jonah Hill, he is praying that Jay Baruchel dies, right? And that night, a demon sneaks into his room and fucks the dog shit out of Jonah Hill. And it is fucking the next day, they don't actually show the fucking, by the way, but they don't actually show it. But like the next day, he wakes up, he is disheveled. He's like, bro, what the fuck just happened? And then he ends up having to get like exercised because he ends up being possessed by a demon, since he then got the anus taken by a demon. And at the time, 2013, you think, oh, because this is 2013, it hasn't really been much political correctness-ish a little bit, but at the same time, it's just like, dude, you're just gonna fuck by a demon. This is like shit. And then like Seth Rogen is like going through, it's like, you know, it's like he attacks the group, demonic Jonah Hill, and he's just like, he jumps on Seth Rogen. He was like, what are these, big B's or small C's? It's like, don't titty fuck me. It's such a weird fucking movie, but it got overlooked by the masses, and that's what blows my mind. Oh God. Number one, and again, if you're liking the list, if you want to see me do more episodes, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment if you want to. Please share this to any and everyone. It's my first podcast, and next week I will be doing a music-based episode. But yeah, right now is number one. Excuse me, sorry about that. I really gotta start drinking more water. Jeez, why did I say this with the mic on? Goddamn. Okay, number one is Accepted. No, one of the first Jonah Hill movie I ever saw. Superbad, I think, came out not too long after this movie. I am pretty fucking sure. I gotta see. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to be wrong. I really don't want to be wrong, because like this dude is Jonah Hill in this movie. His performance stuck out more than everybody. Yes. Okay. So this came out before Superbad, before the breakout role. This motherfucker shows so much star power in this movie. Every scene he was in, he absolutely took over. But yeah, it was bananas how good this film was. Like you wouldn't expect what's the guy's name? You wouldn't expect he played the main character. You probably would not expect him to be as good of an actor as he is, you know? You wouldn't expect him to be as good, as hilarious as he is, because he went from, what is it? He was in Jeepers Creepers, right? But he wasn't in a whole bunch of comedic stuff. I don't really know how to say it, but every scene in this movie and is based on a kid making a fake college because he couldn't get accepted into he didn't get accepted into any college, so he had to make his own college. And it's like, what do you think is gonna happen if an 18-year-old makes a college? Anything hilarious you can think of. All right. And it's 2006, so you got kind of just gotta know which brand of comedy you're most likely gonna get in this. What are you gonna get? You're gonna get some pretty vulgar shit, and yeah, that was kind of what it was, and it was amazing. Every scene from this movie was absolutely amazing, and again, the fact that the masses, fuck the masses, fuck the masses. Y'all wouldn't know good sentiment if it bit you on the tip of the dick. Anyway, number one is Accepted, right? Hilarious. Lewis Black's in it. Jonah Hill, Columbus Short, some dude with puffy hair. He was in I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. He's fucking hilarious. Maura Thurnham, I think that's her fucking name. The redhead. Oh my god. Hilarious. But yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got, man. I hope you enjoyed the list. If you got anything you want to comment, any suggestions, keep it PG, keep it clean. And yeah, man. Thank you guys for checking out the first episode of Late Night Laz. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the song. Lonely Boy Hours comes out in most likely 2 to 3 months. I just got to continue to put some more work in on it. And I will catch y'all on the next episode of Late Night